It's the beginning of the end, Connor.
It sure is, Aiden. It sure is. Yeah, but do you reckon has Russell gone on record like he has with like Utopia and said this isn't actually the first of a third part final?
I think when I was doing my behind the scenes research, I saw that he had made a comment saying he refuses to comment on whether it's part of it or
Seriously?
not. Just because he knows the fans get so like defensive and picky on it.
It is, in my opinion, the first part of a third three-part final, and I still stick with the fact that Utopia is the first part of the three-part final. I know it's a bit controversial, but that's just how I see it.
I think it's more of like a prologue because like structurally for me it doesn't really work if it's like there's no, what's the word, like symmetry in the storytelling in that way. Like it's a little off if that's the case.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, to each his own. It really doesn't fucking matter at all.
I just love the idea of a three-part final. I've always loved that as a kid. I'm like, that sounds so much cooler than there being just a two-part final. I don't know. And yeah, it's very similar to Utopia in the sense where you could see it as the first part, or it could just be completely its own thing. It just kind of connects into the final with the ending, and Rose happens to be in it. Apart from that,
yeah,
it's not really any different.
Totally. That fly is annoying me that I can see it
It's
flying around your
so
room.
fucking annoying, and I tried to kill it before. I don't like killing animals, even flies and ants and shit, but it just won't leave me alone, and it's really pissing me off. I think it's gone now because I can't feel it or see it. It's just, this is Australia for you folks. Damn flies everywhere. God
These
damn it.
damn flies. So yeah, talking about Turn Left today. Wow.
Yes. We're going through this damn show so quickly, man. I was thinking today, I was like, shit, man. I was listening to our midnight review, and I was like, how have we come this far? How have we come this far?
Remember, like, we're coming up to episode 50 of our show very quickly. This is 43. Yeah. So in roughly 7 weeks' time, we will be on 50. Incredible. And we'll be starting the Moffat era there.
Moffat era, and then we'll be hitting a year soon since we started. It doesn't feel like it, but...
No, yeah, I think it was June, wasn't it?
It was in June, yeah. It was in June when we first started, so... God, that's nearly... That's just around the corner. It'll come quickly. It's nearly March, for God's sake. Like, Jesus. I can't wait.
Yeah, shit.
We're going to have to start reviewing some spin-offs soon.
Yeah, look, I want to get through as much of the main show as possible first.
Me and Aiden have creative differences over that topic.
We do. Like, the spin-offs will be good to do, but like, and I'm keen to do them. But whilst we're rolling with the main show, like, let's keep the ball rolling.
That's the thing, though. The obviously it's going to bring in more people and more ears if we're doing the actual show. But there's something wrong with it could be fun to do like a spin-off, one episode of a spin-off a week and one episode of the show a week. That'd be cool. That could be an idea we could try out.
But that would drive my OCD insane looking at the Spotify, the names in our Spotify.
This is true. It's like when we added Revolution of the Daleks.
Yeah.
Painful.
But yeah, it is what it is. It
has to happen at some point.
I think we're in a good place right now, but we'll...
Yeah, I agree.
Put it on the back burner. I don't know. Look, I don't want to... I'm not trying to shut you down, is what I'm trying to say.
That's all right. No, we'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I more just want to rewatch the spin-offs, especially Sarah Jane. Because I haven't rewatched Sarah Jane in like years. Torchwood, I normally revisit a couple of episodes each year, like my favourite ones. But with Sarah Jane, I haven't rewatched them.
There's bits of Sarah Jane I haven't seen as well. I've seen the majority of it.
Same. I only watched the first 3 seasons.
I know I definitely haven't seen the very last story.
Yeah.
And I found out the most devastating fact the other day about Sarah Jane. You know how they were like mid-shooting season 5, right? And she passed away when they were shooting it, and so they like released the last 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Well, the finale of series 5, you know how Joe came back in the Sarah Jane Adventures?
Yes.
Joe was going to team up with Sarah, and so was Ace.
Ah.
How fucking awesome would that be?
That would have been pretty sick. And we do love Ace, as me and Aiden have come to realise over the last couple of days.
We do, yeah.
We've been sending some...
she's great.
She's very attractive woman.
She is, yeah.
She's a good-looking girl.
Yeah, I've just randomly decided to rewatch this classic story called Battlefield. And it is just like, it's the weirdest fucking story. For some reason, the Brigadier's back in the show after like 10 years, and he's like an old guy. And it's like, the show's so much goofier than like the grounded show that it was when he was normally in it. It's such a fucking weird episode. It's like got space knights in it. I just had an urge for some goofy Sylvester McCoy, because Sylvester and Ace are like, that's one of the top tier Doctor Companion duos.
Yeah, I've heard like, it definitely sounds like, obviously that's when Doctor Who got like axed, and it definitely sounds like they were just like going hell wacky and like blue.
They were kind of good with it. Like it like, I don't know. I think in Colin's era, nothing against Colin, I think the writing got a bit lost and a bit murky. And then I've not seen the majority of Sylvester's era, just the final season and Remembrance of the Daleks. But from what I've heard, early Sylvester is also a little bit loosey-goosey, and then they slowly sort of get it back on track, even though it's like weird and goofy. But there is like, the stories do get stronger. Right. I'd agree, because that last season's pretty good, and they had like big plans for season 27, and that never happened. But it sounded really cool.
Yeah, Sylvester kind of got done dirty, because then like obviously the movie happened, and then that was it.
Yeah, I think I read an interview with him the other day where he said if the show wasn't cancelled after his third season, and he went on and did a fourth season, he reckons like he'd probably would have been doing it for years, like because it was really going the way he was wanting it to go, and he was really enjoying it. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel like Sylvester gets shit for like the show ending in a way, because it was like he was the last. I know like Paul McGann obviously, but like that was the last like season, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
One day we'll watch some classics on the show, folks. Aiden will have to point a gun at me and force me to watch it, but I'll do it.
I think it'll be cool if, like, for some specials, like maybe on some like episode 100 or something like that.
Yeah.
We do like Genesis, or like one of the classics that you have or haven't seen before. Like Earthshock, just one of those absolute gems of classic.
Well, I think before we're getting, I think the 50th episode is going to be 11th Hour. I think we've planned it to be, but I think we have to watch Dreamworld first.
Dreamland, yeah, we're doing
Dreamland. Isn't Dreamland 49?
Can't fucking wait for that one.
Well, yeah, so if we're doing some specials, like, you know, we could even try and do like maybe like 51. We could do like Genesis or something like that. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for trying something like that out. I mean, look, it's been such a long time since I've watched them, so who's to say I won't like them anymore? I was just a kid when I was watching them.
How are you with like really old TV? Like, because I know you're good with old movies, but TV, like, it looks cheap, you know, whereas movies hide it a lot.
You know, I mean, I deal with it. You know, obviously, like, there's the classic, like, Simpsons and all that, where the animation isn't great, but they're my favourite. That's my favourite style of animation, is like the first 6-7 seasons of the show, when it doesn't look amazing, but
I mean more like
live action
BBC vibe. Like,
I'm sure. Look, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely gonna get some getting used to, but I think I can definitely enjoy it. But we'll have to see. Really, I don't know. It's been such a long time. The only one I got Genesis of the Daleks on DVD once for Christmas, and I was like, this is sick. There's all these Doctor Who episodes I haven't seen, and then I watched it, and I was like, what the hell? I don't understand this. And I put on some other one with my auntie in the UK last time I went back in like 2016, some Tom Baker one with a lighthouse or something, and I don't know.
Horror of Fang Rock.
I've not seen that one. Horror of Fang Rock, yeah. And I got through the first part, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. That's the last time I've actually watched a classic episode. So keen to try. I mean, obviously you're the man to go to for what to watch. So I'm lucky I've got you. And
on
you
this
know
show,
well.
At least.
But you know me well. You know what I like, so.
Yeah, I think it'll be, because a lot of the time in the classics there can be like a 6-part story, and there's like 1 or 2 episodes that are just like people running through corridors and stuff. Like, I think it would be looking for maybe a 4-part that you can sort of get to the point, you know.
I'd like to watch Earthshock as well. Earthshock, Genesis of the Daleks, Survival, I want to watch.
I
wouldn't
rewatched
mind-
First Shot recently, and it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch the one with John I think it's John Pertwee's first story with the Autons. I want to watch that as well.
Yeah, I've not seen that one. Yeah.
I haven't watched the movie in
Spearhead from
yonks.
Space.
I watched the movie in yonks, like literally yonks.
Yeah, neither.
So I wouldn't mind watching that.
And you mentioned Survival. Survival's really good. It's only like 3 parts, and they're like just over 20 minutes long. And I just like, I don't know. It's so fucking weird, man. But it's really fun. It's really fun.
It's written by the bird who writes that episode in season 10, Ears of the Light, isn't it?
Eaters of Light, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything to go off with that, then we're in for a good time.
It's definitely more exciting than Eaters of Light. And with it being the final ever story in Classic Who, it's kind of
interesting. And I'm sure you've got some other ones that you'd like me to watch. So I'm keen. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I'm more I'm less hesitant than I used to be. Let's just say that.
That's cool. It's just like great for me because I really want to go on and I just want to watch more Doctor Who at the moment. But because we're so restricted with what we can watch, only the first 4 seasons is what we're allowed to watch right now.
Yeah.
Because we've cut ourselves off from the rest until we review them for the show. I've been going back and doing some Classic Who, which I didn't think I would actually go back and revisit because I once I get each collection set, I watch it all, and I'm pretty sure from now on I've not seen anything on any of the collection sets. So I'm sort of watching them all for the first time. And I always thought like I'd watch them and I spent a lot of money on them, and in the back of my head I was always like, well, there's a chance that I might never touch this box set again.
Yeah, right.
But I'm glad that I've actually gone back and started to revisit some of them. It's been cool.
Well, that's great. Yeah, and then look, I love how they're remastering them. It's great that fans can watch that shit. Like, I'm keen to. I'm going to be open minded. I can't promise I'll love them. You seem to really have an enjoyment for them, and that's great. I don't know if I'll be as into them as you, but you never know. The world is full of mysteries and surprises, and I might just find I love it. So, yeah, it's weird how much I love. It's weird how it's my favorite show, and I've only watched the revival. So a lot of people would probably say I am a fake fan, but go on, tweet me it. No. I dare you.
Because they're kind of 2 different shows in a way. Like the elements are the same, and it's the same at its heart, but they're 2 very different styles of storytelling. Is I think a big thing.
Yeah. And I'm not one of those people who's like not gonna even give it a shot. I'll definitely try it now that I'm a bit more older and know screenwriting more and all that shit. Like keen as to get into it. To be fair, and we'll just review them on here, so it's content for you as well. Random listener at home, you handsome / beautiful stranger.
Happy days for everyone. We just talked about Classic Who for like almost the first time on the show. Like that's definitely the biggest conversation we've had about Classic Who on the show.
Yeah, people are like, when the hell's Turn Left review starting? What are you gonna do?
No. What are you talking about?
I was gonna say that's why it's called the 50% Doctor Who podcast, but technically we were just talking about Doctor Who, so there you go.
We're not talking about Doctor Who. And I feel like maybe people that haven't watched Classic Who, it is interesting for us to talk about it, and people that do watch Classic Who that listen to the show, maybe it was like refreshing to hear us talk about that rather than just like tugging off RTD for an hour.
It would be good to last thing about it would be good to review it, because you would have most probably seen it, and also you're used to the classics and you appreciate them more. It'll be good to hear your perspective and sorry, Jesus. Sorry. It'll be good to hear your perspective and mine, because you'll have a different viewpoint from me, and I'm coming into it as like a newbie to Classic Who, and you've obviously been watching it for a couple of years, so it'll be a good dynamic, because you'll have the experience and I won't, and I'm sure as a viewer they can connect to either one of those personalities.
Perhaps like a fun episode, like the 3 Doctors or the 5 Doctors, like an anniversary episode might be a good one, because they're pretty exciting.
I've watched the first part of the 5 Doctors. I think you showed me that when Tom Baker's not in it because he didn't want to be in it, and he gets trapped in like a triangle or something. Yeah,
I watched it a long time ago, and I still have it on DVD, but I'm waiting till they do season 20 on Blu-ray, and then I'll rewatch it then.
Right, yeah. That'll be fun. We'll do it. We'll get around to it.
The Three Doctors, they did that on Blu-ray already in Pertwee's second last season, and I really loved it. I really fucked with it. I thought it was good fun.
Sweet.
It's got Omega, who's my favorite bad boy, who I'd love to see return.
Aiden's bringing him back when hashtag Aiden for showrunner happens.
That's right. It's happening. Anyways, intro. Let's do the intro, shall we?
That intro, 16 minutes in. Hot dog. Hit it, Aiden.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Fuck. 50%. Cat.
So, today, we are now going to talk about Turn Left. After 16 minutes.
It's time to turn left.
That's right, we're taking a left turn into New Who.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to read this slightly different than I usually would. I don't know if you ever watched BuzzFeed Unsolved. I'm going to read it like they read all those things on there.
Okay.
Turn Left is the 11th episode of the 4th series of the British science fiction television series Doctor Who. It was written by showrunner Russell T Davies and broadcast on BBC One on the 21st of June 2008.
Wow.
David Tennant only makes a small contribution to this Doctor Light episode as the 10th Doctor. The story instead focuses on the Doctor's companion, Donna Noble, Catherine Tate, and her encounters with the former companion, Rose Tyler, Billie Piper. The episode's narrative focuses on alternative history, where the Doctor dies during the events of the 2006 Christmas special, The Runaway Bride. The episode depicts a dystopia caused by the Doctor's death, leaving Rose to convince Donna to save the world. The beginning and end of the episode take place in the show's normal continuity, and the end features a cliffhanger that leads directly into the series finale.
Well, man, that's
the Stolen Earth.
That's
Why does my voice keep breaking?
Proves my point where it does lead into it pretty much.
It leads into it, but that's just like saying Breaking Bad is a 62-part series.
This is true.
A 62-part story.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a stupid debate. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be a twat.
Stop it.
Sorry.
Stop it, Connor. Stop it.
Sorry.
So, for the second last time this season, Connor, would you like to take us through the episode from start to the finish?
Okay.
Glad you said yes, because I'd be fucked without that. I have such a bad memory.
I know, even I struggle sometimes. I hope people think I do a good job at it. I hope so. Alright, you ready?
Yeah, go on.
Go on, you wouldn't. Alright.
You wouldn't do it.
Alright, so we start this episode. I believe, I always thought it's like a bit of a Chinatown planet, which looks pretty sick. I love that, by the way. I love how it's like a Chinatown planet. Looks sick. And we get to see the Doctor and Donna going through, just having a good old time. You can tell they're like really good buddies now. And suddenly we get to see a woman asking if Donna wants to have her fortune read. And at first she's like, nah, I don't really need that. I don't want to know about the future. I'm happy enough as it is. And of course, it's Doctor Who. So a villain is up to no good and they're going to get there either way. And of course, Donna goes in because she's like, oh, look, you got ginger hair, mate, and you can come in for free. And she's like, fuck it, why not? I'll go in. And then we get to see...
This, all this Chinatown stuff, I, as a kid, never, I don't know, I never remembered it. And I remember, one time seeing, a trailer for it or, a picture online, and it was, of the Chinatown planet. And I was like, what the fuck is this episode I have not seen of David Tennant? And was freaking out. And then I just realized it was the first 30 seconds of time.
I know. I had a very similar thing where I was like, I don't remember this opening shot. And I remember I used to, because I watched the whole of season 4 of re-uploads of the episodes on YouTube when I lived in Australia, because they didn't air the episodes for months later. As Aiden loves me talking about where I watched my episodes.
It's Connor's DVD bitch sesh, except it's not.
It's not really a DVD.
It's just how Connor watched it. Let's do the sting.
I didn't know until I listened to the Doctor's Daughter episode review that you do that trumpet, and I laughed so fucking loud at work when I heard it, and everyone was looking at me like I'm crazy. I had no idea you added that in. I was like, this guy, what a twat. because I watched it on YouTube, and like people would troll you all the time on YouTube. You'd be like watching videos, and it would just be, you think it's the episode, and you hit on it. It's just it's the same screenshot of the episode the whole time. It's like click this link and go to this website and watch it, and you'd get a virus if you did it. And I never did, but when this episode started, someone actually legitimately uploaded the episode, and I saw the shot of the Chinatown, and it like pans down, and I was like, I instantly clicked off. I was like, that's not Doctor Who. It doesn't look anything like it. And then like a week later, I was like still trying to find the episode, and I was like, oh, this is the only one that it's the only one that people are like, it's getting like a lot of views. So I hit it again, and I was like, oh shit, this is it. If I would have waited like an extra 5 seconds, I would have seen the Doctor and Donna, but I didn't because I'm an idiot.
Silly.
But yeah. So Donna gets her fortune read, and turns out it's just it's the time beetle which feeds off the energy of like events changing. And it's a bit of potluck that this fortune teller just happened to pick Donna, who has such a massive impact on the history of literally everything and everywhere she goes. But it is what it is. And then we get to see the time beetle, which I love to point out every single time, is the only species to be in Sarah Jane Adventures, Doctor Who, and Torchwood.
I mean, it's not a species, though, is it?
Well, it's the Trickster's Brigade.
The time beetle isn't the same species as the Trickster. Could it be like... I don't really know my fucking time beetle lore, I'll be honest. I'm not the guy to go to about this kind of shit. But it's a beetle that works for the Trickster, is what I'm reading right now.
Yeah.
So, it's not the same species. I'm sorry, this is such a dumb technicality. It's not the same species. It's like her pet, the Trickster's pet.
Yeah, it's from the Trickster's Brigade, I believe the Doctor says. So, look, my point is, though, it is the only creature species brigade to be in all of them.
You're right.
I know. I'm just saying, we got close.
You're right.
We got close with them sometimes, with like the Sontarans and Slovene.
Hold on.
What?
You're wrong.
What do you mean? No, I'm not.
Because it's not in fucking class.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh, you're so funny. Oh my god, look at you. I get fucking class. Fuck class. I'm not talking about class. Should we count the K9 Australian TV show as well? Does that count? What about Big Finish?
No, we should count the favorite
books?
pilot, K9 and Company. God, alright. So
good grief.
They're sat. And they're doing
and
the
it jumps on her back,
right?
and it goes down her timeline to find out how again it's a bit of a stretch because somehow Donna remembers a time that she went off and happened to just go to this place, and somehow she remembers if she would have turned left or right. It's a bit of a stretch, but still she turns right, never meets the Doctor, the credits roll, and it's are you hanging up your stockings on the wall?
My favorite Christmas song.
Hey, didn't play that Christmas sting.
Alright, let's go, everybody. The Christmas sting. It's Christmas Doctor Who. And back to the episode. Conor, what happened next?
Christmas time in the pub. And it's pretty sick. We get to see the events of Doctor Who if the Doctor was never there. And it turns out Donna got a promotion for going to the job that her mum wanted her to go to. Sounds like it's going really good. She's buying several rounds at the bar in a row. I wouldn't do that. If it's my round, I'd just buy a round and it's someone else's going until it's my turn again. But hey, maybe she's just a nicer person than me. And then they say, oh my god, there's a Christmas star in the sky. Come and look, everyone. And they go outside. One of Donna's friends thinks that she can see something on her back, and she's going a bit loopy. The other one thinks she's a bit loopy. And there's a really cool line where Donna's like, there's a massive shooting web in the sky, and you're looking at my back. And her friend's like, there's definitely something on your back, and then runs off. And that gets said a lot throughout this episode. It gets a bit repetitive, I won't lie, but that's okay. And especially that sound effect, that gets it gets used like so much. It gets really repetitive. It is what it is. And we're going to see the events of Runaway Bride, which is one of my favourite episodes of Doctor Who, without Donna being there. And of course, Donna was notorious for saving the Doctor in that episode. And it's really sick to see how the Rachnos would have won. The Thames gets completely flooded. They eventually do shoot down the star, but the Doctor's dead. He's gone, Aiden.
Dun dun dun. Slow-mo shot of the Sonic falling to the ground. I was thinking,
How the
surely
hell?
someone will be like, "Oh fuck, better pick that up."
Literally.
But nope.
So, yeah, that's stupid. And also, are you telling me the Doctor died with like a steel grip on his sonic screwdriver, somehow got found in the Thames still holding it, and then got put on a stretcher, and then it falls off? By the way, that's when it falls off. Not the massive amount of water that killed him.
They would have had to like folded his arms up onto the stretcher.
Yes.
And not then did it fall out of his hand.
No.
Only when they were rolling it on a flat ground.
It's a really cool shot, but it makes
is.
you question a few things. Also, I don't know if that really is David Tennant under there. I doubt it. I doubt they brought him to set that day just to put him under some covers and.
Yeah, it's just a body double. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's got to be a body double. And then she's back, Aiden. Rose Tyler.
Oh my God, no!
Yeah,
but
she's
didn't
back.
she die in Doomsday?
Yes, she did. And somehow, well, now Russell wants her back. She's back. It doesn't matter. She's not trapped anymore. If the story needs them to be back, a parallel world means nothing. Unless the story needs it.
Well, I do have a BTS fact about that, but I'll save that for
A BS fact? Uh-oh.
a bullshit fact about that. Yeah.
Okay, and then Donna gets sacked from her job because... And I love this, by the way. I love how they mention how they have, like, all of their, like... The people they get their stock from is on the other side of the Thames, and the Thames is flooded. I love how little stuff like that, like... It's like realistic that things like that would affect people's jobs. I mean, look at COVID right now.
It makes it feel like a world.
Literally, look at COVID right now. Look at how many jobs are affected from that. Like, it's really realistic. By the way, the parallels to COVID in this episode is, like, insane. Like, there's so many lines.
Ooh, yeah.
Especially one down the line, which I Snapchat, where, like, they're just saying, there's no war. We're not at war. It's just, this is just happening to us all, and all the deaths, and, yeah, crazy. So, yeah, she gets sacked. It's a hilarious scene where Beatrice gets hired as the new secretary. I love how she's getting fired and someone wrote her resignation. It's like, who typed this? Beatrice!
Beatrice! And then what does she do? She yells at someone else as well.
Cliff.
During that.
Cliff.
When the
he just
hospital
sits
gets
there.
taken away.
Cliff just sits there. I'm sorry, Cliff. No, I'm not sorry, Cliff. What do you do all day? Fire Cliff. He just sits there. I don't even know what he does all day. And then we get to see the events of Smith and Jones, where, of course, the Jadoon take the hospital, and they weren't so keen to take them back, as we saw in Smith and Jones. And Sarah Jane Smith actually is there now. She passes away along with Clyde and Luke. And I think... Is that all that gets mentioned? It's not when Rani's in it, is it?
No,
I think Maria gets mentioned,
I think.
because I know Maria leads in season 3, but I don't know if she's left yet. But I think
Maria only does the one season. But
I think Maria's in a couple of season 2, and that's it. Yeah, I think they only mentioned Clyde and Luke and maybe Maria. I can't remember. But anyway, they're dead, and Martha gets mentioned for giving the bloke who... I love how they got the actor back. They actually get a few actors back.
that was sick.
It's really cool. Yeah, they actually get a few actors, like one of the unit soldiers who was in Sometimes Strategy. He's in it.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, it's really cool. They get the guy who was one of the doctors in Smith and Jones, and he said that Martha Jones gave the last oxygen to him, and she's dead. Literally, all these characters are like dying around you. We later get to hear from Torchwood, which is pretty sick. They fucking died too.
And they had the score there. That's sick.
I know, you get a quick little... So, Murray,
Amazing.
bloody, we love you so much. And, so... Donna's at home, she got fired. Family's like, bruh, can't believe this is happening. They see a raffle ticket that Donna has, which comes in handy later because she goes to walk to get food, and boom, Rose is back. For some reason, Donna doesn't mention Rose running out of a dark alleyway with massive lights.
With a flash of light.
And she asks her what she's doing for Christmas. And Donna says, it's ages away. What the bloody hell you mean? What am I doing for Christmas? What are you doing for Christmas, random lady? And she's like, you got that raffle ticket, use it. And boom. We go to another Christmas.
Quite literally. Boom.
Well, yeah, of course. Because you know what happens next, Aiden. They go. There's so many Christmases this bloody episode. There's two. It's play the Stephen Roll 10 seconds. Are you hanging up your stockings on the wall?
Yeah, and back to the episode. Everyone's dying.
Everyone's
been blown
dead.
Up. Crazy shit's happening.
The Titanic landed, Aiden, and no one could stop it. And the Queen's dead because Buckingham Palace gets blown up first, and there's all this radiation. There's all these parallels to COVID because there's all these like homeless people, and Donna gets sent to Leeds with Wilf and Sylvia. They're on this bus.
I got some thoughts. Some thoughts. We're flying through. At the hotel.
That's my job.
Two things. One, when the Titanic comes down, and this happens again later in the episode, I love how it's just a reused shot.
Oh yeah, okay, that does annoy me. They are reused shots.
In both instances, it doesn't make sense because with the second one, it's the adipose in America, but it's just a shot of like a taxi in London.
From the London, yeah, it's a shot from London, yeah.
Partners in Crime. But then the Titanic one, you can see, because the Titanic starts to level out because they're trying to level it out during the spaceship, and that's why, because it was nosediving. So theoretically, it should like have just nosedived onto Buckingham Palace.
Straight down, yeah.
But you see it like curving down.
Yeah.
But then they cut away just before it comes back over the peak of Buckingham Palace. Small thing, you can get away with it totally.
It's
budget things.
Yeah, literally, it's reshot, so it's kind of annoying, but yeah.
But then at the, and I'm just a young man that's just graduated his film degree, so this is going to sound really cocky.
Uh-oh.
But I would have the scene where we see them, like, there's this awesome shot of the bridge and like sort of the mushroom cloud in the background, and it looks awesome. But I would have really taken a different approach in direction with that scene. Like I would have it is my only look, it's my only flaw with the episode is this scene where and like it was a good scene. It definitely works in what they were going for. I think it should have been a more emotional beat, especially from Sylvia, because when I first think of Sylvia as a character, right? She's such like a chatty person. She loves her friends. That's all she talks about. She's like, Fat Bev or whatever. Like she like has
and all the neighbors on the street, they're all connected and stuff.
Yeah. And then she watches it blow up, and she literally says a line where she's like, "Everyone we know," but she's kind of stone-faced with it.
Right.
And so when I first saw that, I was like, okay, maybe that's how they want to play Sylvia. They want to play her as like quite a stern, like, she's Donna's mum. She wants to keep herself together throughout the episode. But in every scene after that, we slowly start to see her break more and more.
Yeah.
So that obviously wasn't the case. Yeah. So I feel like this scene would have been a great time to like make her actually break down. And then that's what, like, that would be shocking to see Sylvia properly break down. Yeah. And then from that moment on, she's just fucked up for the entire episode.
I see what you mean by the slow breakdown of things getting worse and worse. And I think you definitely get it in like the next scene, which by the way is like, it's pretty horrifying. And you can, again, like the parallels to today, and it's like that they have to like all live in the house. There's a hilarious scene before that where like Donna's walking up the street with her family and and this woman comes out of her house and it's like, used to be a family in that house, they missed one payment, and they got chucked out for you lot, and Donna just fucking rips into her massively. It's so funny.
And Wilf's like, yelling isn't going to save the world, Donna.
I can try.
Like, bloody well try.
And I forget his name, but the bloke who like comes out of that house is the funniest guy ever. He's so fucking funny. He's like, "Hey, it's a big house." I like so fun. It's a big house. It's so, and he's like introducing them. He's like introducing all the kids.
Is that Rocco? Is that his name?
That's it. Yeah, he plays. He comes back in Doctor Who. He plays the Pope in season 10. Yeah, that's him.
I love that.
I love him. He's so funny. I love how he's like, I was like, I go get Mama. She likes new people. He's like, Mama, new people, nice people. And they're living on the floor in the house, which is insane. So next we get, I believe it's in this point, we get to see the adipose. That's it, because Wilf's like, look, there's that great scene where Donna's like, there isn't a fight. Like, there's no war going on right now. We're all just going through all this mess. And Will says, have you not heard, like, the US is going to give us, like, $50 billion to help us out, and then it cuts to the 50 billion people dead in America. Again, man, there's just, like, some fat parallels going on right now. Like, it's pretty scary how, like, this episode kind of links. I guess they just don't I guess they just don't solve the adipose problem, because, like, they just get taken. I guess they get taken away, and all those people just stay dead. Like, it's interesting. Like, we get to see.
Wait, one thing that I was thinking, and I don't know if they explained it and I missed it, but or maybe it's because no, that makes sense. I was like, why did they never do the Toclafane shit and, like, have the Toclafane come down, like the season 3 finale?
Interesting.
But then I realized they never went, because the Doctor's dead. They never went to Utopia. Yeah,
and they also, like, I think as well, it's got to do, like, how they changed time back, and I don't know, like, good point though.
Yeah, but it's still, like, the Master still became the Prime Minister. Like, that's still a thing. But yeah, I assume in this timeline they didn't go to Utopia. So the Master was never brought back.
They're brought back, yeah. Yeah, true.
It was always Yana.
Yeah, exactly. There's this really good scene, and this, I think this is what you're talking about with the whole Sylvia thing. Like, there's this scene where Sylvia mentions this woman, and, she's like, she'll be dead now. Like, she'd be gone every day. I think of a new person. And it's very depressing, and Donna's response is exactly what I would say, but, like, you never know, she could have gone away for the holiday, and it's like just trying to comfort her mum in this horrible time. We do get the sea shanty scene, which is hilarious. Like, there's these odd breaks of comedy which Russell had to put into a very depressing episode, I feel.
Yeah. Especially,
like, this is like with Midnight and this episode in a row. This is quite a dark turn for Doctor Who. We get a quick Aiden, one of your favorite songs there, a little bit of bow rap gets sung.
I'm just a poor boy from a poor family.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Very jazzy. Fuck this fly, God's sake. And then the Atmos, Aiden. Atmos attacks.
It's back, baby.
And the car's just going fucking crazy outside, just like this fly in my room. And we're going to call him Buzz. Fuck off, Buzz. And one of the soldiers thinks they see the beetle on the back. And I love how Wilf completely just stands up for himself and Donna and the whole family. And he said, you'd be court-martialed if it was back in my day. And you really get to see the soldier coming out of him. Will's fantastic as always.
I guess in a way, like, I was waiting for this episode because in Partners in Crime and the Sontaran strategy and Poison Sky, I was always like, Wilf and Donna. I always loved him, but I'm not, like, I was loving Will's scenes in those episodes, but he wasn't in them that much. And I don't think he was given that much to play within them. So I was like, when am I going to get to meet these moments where I really love these characters? And I think this is that episode. This is the one where you're like, fuck, these characters are real. Will's great in that scene. He's great in some stuff that follows, which we'll get into shortly. Were you talking before when you were talking about Sylvia, that shot where it's just like a really tight close-up of her and Donna's in the background? Is that what you were talking about before?
Yeah, there's a really shocking line where it's like, where Donna's like, I guess I am just useless then, and she's like, yeah. And it's like, woof.
Well, I thought that was great, and I thought, like, it was so great for them to play with Sylvia. And I was reading up, and Graham Harper said that was shot, they only did the one shot of it. They didn't get other shots that weren't used. It was just the one shot, and they wanted it to be Sylvia's moment, which I think was just a great idea. I just think it would have, maybe if we had seen her breakdown, it would maybe take away from this moment. I don't know.
Right.
But
yeah.
So Atmos blowing shit up.
Yeah, and then
I see the time beetle.
Yes, well, yeah, that's the thing. Donna sees the light again. She knows that Rose is coming back, and I love how Donna's just walking off and like Sylvia's like yelling from the house. It's not safe to go out, and she's just not listening. She's not caring. She's starting to connect the dots a little bit that this woman keeps coming back to her. One of my favourite scenes, well, one of my favourite lines of the episode is when they mention that Yanta Jones and Gwen Cooper blew up the Sontaran ship, and then Captain Jack got taken back to the Sontaran homeland. It's like, holy shit, like, I love how you get to hear these characters being, like, name-dropped, and I respect the fuck out of Russell just literally killing them. Like, they're dead. Yeah. Like Sarah's dead, like, Luke's dead, Yanto, like, like, literally, they're all
kids.
Gwen's dead, yeah, literally, and they're all characters that show up in the next episode, which is so awesome, by the way, so cool, and
Can't wait.
I love that alternative what if storyline and how they sacrifice their lives to blow up the ship, and it stops the Atmos. But I would also like the scene as well when Rose is talking to Donna about the Doctor, and she mentions his hair, which is pretty funny. But
yeah,
Donna's at like this point almost where she doesn't trust her yet, and she's like, I don't believe you, this has got nothing to do with me. But she's like, you are like the most important person in history right now. She tells Donna about the darkness in every world. In every world, that's a really good point. She says every world, so it wasn't just that alternative world that Donna was in. It means her actual reality, which connects to the end. Now, for me, the next scene is... Yeah?
Well, they talk about the stars are going out, and I've always thought they take away too many stars at a time, and... You're looking at it and you're like, by the time the sun comes up, there'll be no stars left if they're going out that fucking quick.
Yeah, it's a cool shot, but it's also like, yeah, okay, is everything going at the exact same second? Like, it's like fair enough. And I guess we're supposed to be every star has got something to do. Yeah, it's literally. For me, the next scene is the most emotional and heartbreaking. Is when the family gets kicked out of the house and they're just acting like, oh, we're just getting moved on, like we're gonna be safe, we're gonna be fine. And the most heartbreaking performance, like they're all heartbreaking performances, but like literally it's like that's what they called them last time, the camps.
Yeah,
man, that shit,
fucking
like,
great line.
It's such a great line.
Wolf is great at it. The Rico guy, he's fucking great. Like, I love that he's like smiley and stuff. And then gets the moment he turns to Wilf, it's like a thing where he knows Wilf knows what's going on, and Wilf knows what's going on, and just that salute was, I got like tears. Like it takes a lot to make me fucking cry.
Yeah, it does.
I think from memory, I believe maybe I've said once that an episode in our rewatch has made me cry. I don't recall what it was.
I don't think you have. I don't know. Because I
haven't then.
I would pick up on that because I have quite a few times. But I think I would have picked up on that.
Fuck me up.
It's such a sad scene. It really is. And literally, when he suddenly his persona breaks the minute he gets onto the bus and just starts crying with his family, and then the line from Wilf about that's what they call them refugee camps. Is that what they called them? Is that what the line he says? Like refugee camps is what they called them last time?
Labor camps.
Labor camps. Labor camps. Yeah, labor camps is what they called them last time. And I think what I took from that, it's funny. I Googled it and I was like, I wanted to see what people on Reddit were saying about that scene. And I think it's basically what they were trying. I think what Ross was going for is that they didn't have enough room for people who were immigrants in the country. And they were just taking them out so that only the British people could live in the houses. And man, Russell, you're fucking pulling on my heartstrings. Mm-hmm. And even then, the last bit of that scene where Donna's running after them in the truck, screaming like, "Where are you going? Where are you taking them?" Yeah. Bruh, like, come on, like this is intense. Like,
I'm getting fucking so sad just thinking about it right now.
It was you know what? It was so well done, and the score, by the way, wow. Yeah, it's so emotional.
Wow, great score.
Yeah, it was very emotional. And then it's the final scene before Rose goes to... Sorry, when Donna finally agrees to go with Rose, and it's the scene with Wilf up on a mountain doing what he loves to do best, which is looking at the stars. And like we said, the stars go out there. It looks a bit goofy, but It's exactly what Rose said was going to happen, and then she turns around and says, like, I'm ready for this. And
that's a great transition.
Oh, God.
By the way.
Oh, God.
She's talking to Wilf, and then she turns and Wilf's shot to walk away, and it cuts to her sort of finishing the turn, but now she's with Rose.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm ready.
Getting driven by unit, and we get to see a dead TARDIS, which they scoop from the Thames, which I thought was really sick. And I love how Rose says, like, the TARDIS is alive, and it's still holding on to a little bit of hope. I'm still a bit confused how they got the TARDIS to kind of work with it not being used by the control pad, but that's okay. That's a little neither here nor there. And they come up with a plan to send Donna back to make sure the past version of herself turns left instead of right. And she gets sent back. She gets to see the beetle on the back. And I love the final scene where she's like, you said I was going to die, but I get it now. It's like, I'm not going to die anymore because I'm going to go back now. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save the day and I'm going to sort it all out. Doesn't mean I'm going to die. And then Rose is like, I'm sorry. And then she gets sent back half a mile away.
Yeah.
Half a mile away. I love that. It's a really weird shot, but she like looks... I love Graham Harper, but it's a bit wacky. Like, it's like Donna's like facing the camera and she yells into it, I'm half a mile away, and it just zooms out. It just looks a bit fucking whack.
It's this weird, like, the zoom, it's really wide, like the lens they have.
Yeah.
It's got this, it just looks weird when they zoom out.
Yeah. It's a bit wacky, I'm not going to lie. But regardless, it's a really, like, intense scene. And the only way to stop and cause distraction, I love how Donna knows herself so well that she'd have to cause a massive traffic jam, which would stop her past self from wanting to go and turn right, because she jumps in front of a bus, and not a bus, a lorry, as you call them in the UK. We call them trucks over here, but still. And then she's like, I'm going left, left, and it changes everything. And then finally we get to see Rose go down and whisper into her ear. By the way, I love how Donna's been talking. Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. So I was going to say, I love how Donna knows of Rose, but doesn't recognize it's her. Obviously, she doesn't know it's Rose because she never met the Doctor, and he never would have mentioned her. My bad. And she comes back. The beetle falls off. The fortune teller runs off, and we get to see the Doctor again. It's so nice to see the Doctor walk in. You do miss him, despite the fact that Catherine Tate does an absolutely fucking bang-up job this episode, and so do all the supporting cast as per usual.
Yeah. But I didn't really miss him this ep, just because I just thought Catherine carried it, and it's the best she's been in the entire show, in my opinion. And I think giving Wilf and Sylvia these moments was crucial to making this episode work. It's what the show misses now, in terms of it uses real people to ground it. And I believe maybe I mentioned this in our Revolution of the Daleks review, is like I felt like all the action and stuff for Revolution of the Daleks, it all happened like really quick, and then from memory, what I thought was missing was seeing people that we cared about on the ground actually going through what it was like, rather than just like extras being blown up. And in the next episode, that'll be what Sylvia and Wilf are, because they're just civilians that get fucked around by the Daleks. So seeing that throughout this episode was great. And the one thing else that we didn't say is that we find out what Rose said to Donna, what she whispers in her ear.
Bad wolf.
Dun 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 dun.
That's so cool. What does she say? I love how he instantly like notices Rose when she says she had blonde hair. It's like, he knows. Bad wolf.
Yeah.
And alright, here's the one thing I don't get. Why is
in on everything?
Why is everything say bad wolf in this Chinatown? Do you know why?
The ending's pretty weird. I won't lie, because it's
even the TARDIS says bad wolf.
The TARDIS says bad wolf. I think he says it's because the universes are all collapsing in on each other or something. I don't know why. This is what happens when the universe collapses in on each other. It's just that's what happens, I guess.
Can I just say though, one thing I did notice, which I thought was like at least they actually went all out, when they're inside the TARDIS, and for some reason it's red. It's like the lights are red.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say. It's just weirdly red.
Yeah, but I did notice this. I didn't notice this before. In the background, you can see the obviously it's backwards letters because it's from the inside of the ship. But you can see on the doors at the top it says Bad Wolf, so it doesn't say Please Public Call Box.
Oh, really?
I know. I noticed that. I was like, damn, that's something that would have been a goof, because I was like, oh, I think I found a goof. But no, they actually did it, which I thought was clever. But it doesn't make any sense to me. I was like, why is it? I never got why everywhere's like Bad Wolf, Bad Wolf, Bad Wolf.
Because in the next episode, that stuff doesn't really get a mention, does it?
No, it literally picks up straight where it left off. I literally watched like 10 minutes of Stolen Earth yesterday until my internet dropped out. We fixed it today, thank God. But I watched like 10 minutes, and boy was it cool. But no, it literally just starts with them landing on Earth and running out the TARDIS, and it's back to normal color again, and it just says Please Public Call Box, doesn't say Bad Wolf, but what an ending. It's so intense. I remember seeing that for the first time, being like, whoa, and watching that Next Time trailer. Whoosh, whoosh,
That's so good.
whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oh my god, like different characters. Good. Man, what a Next Time trailer. It's so fucking cool.
And that's that.
Great.
That's the episode. Great
Yeehaw!
episode.
Thank you.
Yeehaw.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Absolutely loved it.
Same.
Great recap.
Thank you, sir.
That was good.
Thank you. I try my best.
Shall we move on to Australia's favourite segment?
Oh, yeah.
It's time for...
Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-boo-wee.
Goof of the Week. Bippity boppity boop. Did you have any goofs this week, sir?
I guess so. It's not really a goof because you could technically say she grabbed it on the way out, but the woman who comes in to serve food to Donna and her family, the one who like says that it's like something on your back in Spanish, I think. I might be completely wrong. She's not wearing a jumper upstairs in the hotel room, but when they run outside to look at the mushroom cloud, she's suddenly wearing like a cardigan in the background.
Oh.
And I don't know if that... I don't know. Here's the thing. Would you really be grabbing a cardigan when you're running outside to see a mushroom cloud?
Yeah.
But she could have been thinking, it's December, it's pretty chilly out there.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. Like, I don't think it was technically a goof. Like, I think they intentionally put one on because she was outside.
Yeah, I guess so. That's all I could really see, I think. I swear I had another one, but I can't think.
Well, I noticed two. One of them was the reused footage being used about, which is, it's not... Once again, it would have been... It's obviously like an intentional thing they did because they didn't have the money for it. But then the second one is really small thing. There's like a... And I kind of see why they did it. There's a wide of them singing Bohemian Rhapsody, and then it cuts to a close-up. And in the wide, Donna had been singing, and you can hear her singing. It cuts to the close-up, and you can still hear her singing, but it's just her like laughing and vibing with Wilf and stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, maybe they're just going to do like a bit of a montage with it and carry that sound over. But then they cut back to the wide again, and she's still laughing and singing. So it just feels like they cut to a close-up that didn't really cut in. It was really small and really unnoticeable. This is the most engrossed in an episode I've been since I think when I last watched Utopia. Because Utopia, I remember having a similar thing where I watched it and I just couldn't stop fucking watching the episode.
Yeah, it's really groovy.
I was eyes on the screen. I didn't touch my phone the entire time.
Great. How it should be.
Which I wish I could say more, but because of we've seen these episodes so much, they just...
I didn't be like, I won't be doing that in Moffat's era.
Oh, no, you fucking count on that, champ. I can't wait. I was thinking about that today.
Not even touching it.
Because I was explaining to Conor, so the way I keep track of ratings, I was using Excel, and it was just fucking me around a lot lately, and it kept not saving the ratings, so I had to keep going back and finding the ratings by going to the episode and just finding the point where we talked about it.
That's annoying.
So I've moved over to Google Sheets and I've brought all the data over there now. And we have a great new spreadsheet here. And as I was putting it together, I was just noticing how you're always higher. Your ratings are pretty much always higher than mine. And I was like, fuck, that's going to change the moment we get into Moffat.
It's just going to start to decrease. We'll get to Chibnall's era. let me tell you this, folks. With peace and love, you do not want to know how bad that's going to get reviewed from me.
Oh, no.
Literally.
Maybe you'll like it a bit more on rewatch.
Maybe. You know, they're the first Doctor Who episodes I've only watched once. Literally.
Yeah, okay.
I've never rewatched them.
Because I find the dialogue so, like, shit that you're watching it, and it's so hard to get into it because the dialogue's shit.
Yeah.
But I think there is actually a lot to love. And for some reason, Series 11 is my least favorite series, but it's just, like, weirdly grown on me recently, and I don't know why.
We won't know why for a few bloody years, probably.
Couple of decades, yeah, if you want to do all these fucking spin-offs. All right, so the goofs from TARDIS Wiki is that at one point you can see the interior of the police box when you're not supposed to, like when they're in that cool unit base with all the mirrors around. Mm-hmm. That looks pretty awesome. You can see the interior of the police box. Like,
okay, they just didn't edit.
You know how usually they just put like a cardboard backing on it?
Right.
It's just like they didn't have that in it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the other one, I really didn't notice this one was because I think I did notice that TARDIS one, but this one I definitely didn't notice. I think I did as well. Apparently, when they're in like the car and they're about to turn left, all of the close-ups that are in the car, it's raining on the exterior of the car. But then when it actually cuts to like exterior shots of the car, it's not raining. And apparently it's like pretty obvious and pretty clear, but I didn't pick up on any of that.
Is that it? Because I think I found another one actually. It might have been intentional. It probably isn't even a goof, but when Donna goes to turn right, the take that, because Sylvia has a line about how something about like people with like big jobs don't need secretaries, only for practice, which by the way I think is definitely implying sexual intercourse, by the way, Russell, in a kids show. It's a completely different take to the first one they use, but that's probably again just intentional because it's the same line, but it's just a different take, and I did notice it. So I don't know if that. I mean, look, well, obviously I think it was intentional, but I just think it was a bit of a weird move. But hey, yeah. Well, considering they're the same moment. The only thing that changes is when she goes right. Do you know what I mean?
But technically, time is changed a little bit because there would be the traffic jam that's there now. But then the traffic jam should always have been there. Why don't we see the traffic jam in the original? I don't fucking know. I don't know.
It's like who came first, chicken or the egg?
Yeah. I don't want to think about it. Another note I just thought of. 2 notes. One, they make Wilf sleep on the couch, which is mean and cruel. Why would they do that to Wilf? Meanwhile, Sylvia's just fucking hogging the entire bed, and
where did Donna's
getting ready, and there's this weird shot of Donna in the bathroom poking her fingers around. That's
Merry
fun.
Christmas.
Yeah, it was this weird. It was too close up of a shot for the moment, I thought. But the other thing I was going to say was this episode was remastered really well. It looked really good on Blu-ray.
Can't relate to that HD, but that's okay. Not for a few more episodes at least.
Until Planet of the Dead.
Because next Doctor isn't HD, is it?
No, because I believe it was shot close to these, I think. Maybe. Could be wrong.
Fair enough.
Because the specials were originally... Oh, no, they were released on DVD and Blu-ray at the same time, hey?
Next Doctor's on the specials Blu-ray, yeah.
Yeah, okay, because that wasn't like remastered. Well, did they remaster the Next Doctor for the Blu-ray or not?
They must have, because it's on there.
Yeah, but they could have just put the DVD version on the Blu-ray, you know?
I doubt it, but... Nah, they can't do that. Surely not.
Yeah, totally they could have. Because like a lot of the time on like a Blu-ray that's remastered, the special features...
Oh, okay.
The special features they don't remaster, and they'll just be standard definition.
Interesting. I mean...
So... I'm interested in that.
I mean,
I feel like surely they would have done it for the Blu-ray set that I got, but maybe not on the initial one.
Well, it says here 1080 times 5 with a disc format, so probably. I definitely think it is in 1080, but I might be wrong.
Yeah. Well, it will be in 1080, but it just might be upscaled to it.
Just not as Flash.
Yeah, exactly.
Not as Jumpin' Jack Flash.
DVD release. The DVD was released in the United Kingdom on 19th of January. The DVD was re-released on the 11th of January 2020 in the complete specials packaged with them specials. Blu-ray release. Although the next Doctor was not filmed in high definition, it was upscaled for Blu-ray.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have upscaled it.
Oh my god! I just read
part of the 2008 to 2010 specials box set. Yeah, they did remaster it for your set.
Literally, I just read here going through. Planet of the Dead is co-written by Gareth Roberts. What? I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
And then Waters of Mars is co-written by someone else, isn't it?
Phil Ford.
Ah,
I believe it's Phil Ford. Yeah, it's Phil Ford. Yeah.
Anyways, so shall we move on to the slightly revamped. It's the same segment. It's just I've done my research each week now.
Whoa.
Australia's second favourite segment. Is that a yes? Do you want to?
Yeah, sorry, I was waiting. I thought you were doing a bit of a pause again before you said it.
No. It's time for behind the scenes.
You know, you said I wasn't very energized with my Sounds Lost episode, so I thought I'd try and be a bit better this week than I had been on Saturday. So there you go. That's for you, Aiden.
You did pretty well on Saturday considering the circumstances.
Considering my awful dream, yes.
So let's move into some behind the scenes facts. So Chippo Chung, the fortune teller, was played by the same actress
Chanto,
who played Chanto.
Yes.
Chanto.
I did know that. Yes.
Here's what I was alluding to before. Billie Piper's return was planned during the filming of Series 2. So apparently, they had made a pact that Russell and Billie had made a pact that she would come back for a few episodes in a few years.
Oh, cool.
So it definitely wasn't on paper, so they could have got fucked up by it, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was just like a thing where Russell was like, hey, just off the books. If I need you, you'll come back, right? And she was like, yeah, bro.
Sweet. Yeah.
And the other thing was... what was it? I was thinking about it. Oh, yeah. Apparently, like, they were hell lying in, like, press releases about it as well. Like, being like, yep, Rose is never coming back. But they did know she was coming back. They were just
classic. They had like Moffat did it so much. The classic.
He did
going to happen.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's something, and I feel like I kind of noticed it because I definitely feel like the last 5 or 10 minutes are maybe the least engaging parts of the episode. Nice peg you've pinned on your face. Why did you do that? That's so weird.
Just but
Davies said he rushed the writing of the ending as he was weeks behind schedule due to the death of the bloke that was playing Donna's father.
No way.
So it fucked up the schedule. And I do kind of feel like, those last 5 or 10 minutes maybe are... I don't want to say they're weak. I think they still came together really well. Yeah. But it's the least memorable part for me.
Yeah, righto. Yeah. Interesting. I love these behind the scenes facts. They're always so cool.
Maybe that's why they threw all the Bad Wolf shit. He was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Bad Wolf,
just put this in. Go. Doesn't make sense. Don't care. Next episode.
Okay, so here is a fun thing about the trickster that you were talking about.
There you go, Aiden.
I have a fact for it, yeah. So, in the Sarah Jane Adventures, the trickster threatens to go after the Doctor, and this episode fulfills that.
There you go.
She sent a beetle after him.
This literally doesn't go himself.
Cheap episodes of the season. Really cheap episode. Originally, RTD wanted the TARDIS to be on fire, and as he was writing it, he was like, oh no, this is a cheap episode, we don't have money for that. I don't know whether the dying TARDIS was going to be on fire, and what I think is most likely, is the interior of the TARDIS at the very end.
Yes, at the end. Where it's the end of the universe.
Yeah. But I just think the image to me of a burning TARDIS
apparently...
sick, and that is something that in my Aidan Green for showrunner... the first episode that I have planned in my head. that happens in one of the first scenes. So, and it's got a beautiful shot in mind that I would do for it. Why do I think about this? I don't know.
Well, apparently the rumored plot for season 13 is that the TARDIS is dying anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
Chip has beat you to it. He beat you to it.
He did. I don't think he'd burn the TARDIS. I reckon he'd just crumble it and do something unsatisfying.
In my heart, he's already burnt the TARDIS.
He's burnt the Doctor. He's burnt fucking everyone at
everything.
This point.
Everything anybody touches. Sorry, Chib.
So, the bees are disappearing.
Yes. You don't even see bumblebees
that gets
anymore.
referenced again in this episode. You never see bumblebees anymore. Fun fact is that in 2006, the bees were actually disappearing. And it's just like a phenomenon, and no one knows why. They've named it. There's a name. I don't have it here because it was like a weird name, but it's like a phenomenon where in 2006 the bees were disappearing. So in 2008, Russell was like, "I'm gonna add this in the script."
They be like, "We be going soon."
We be going to space, boys. Oh,
Get
that
it,
was a
B?
bad meme.
Get it,
That
B?
was a shit meme.
We be going soon. We be gone. No, I love it.
The Harperisms this week were slightly less noticeable. They were just the mirrors, but they were a bit more symbolic this time because Harper always, he shoots through windows and likes to do like distorted images.
Yes.
With this one, he was using the mirrors all around Donna to symbolize Donna's multiple worlds that had been created. So that was a cool thing, I thought.
Cool.
Some symbolism there. And that's it for all of the behind-the-scenes goss.
Did you hear that Billy Piper forgot how to do Rose's accent? That's why she sounds different.
Yes, I did read that, yeah. But I had so many behind the scenes already, I was like,
yeah, she forgot how to do Rose's accent, so that's why she sounds different. Even when I was a kid, I was like,
that's so funny.
Why does she sound different? Have I just forgotten how she sounds?
She has a lisp.
Yeah, she forgot how to... yeah, she forgot how to voice Rose, so... It mustn't have been that long, but...
I've heard, because David does One Big Finish with Donna, that's his first volume, and then the second series he does is with Rose. And I've heard she just doesn't sound like Rose at all. And it is Billy, but she just doesn't have the accent anymore. She just can't do it.
And that's in that timeline of when she has it, technically.
It's in series 2, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've not listened to it. I think I will soon because I've heard the third one is really good and it's got Wilf and Sylvia in it a lot. And so I'm going to nut over that.
That's sick.
But yeah, I've got to sit through series 2, which is apparently the worst one. But hey. That was behind the scenes. Fun
Sweet.
segment. Lovely segment.
We really are getting close to the final now. This is it. We're here. We're ready to rock.
Yeah. Oh, I might even watch a bit of it tonight.
I know, me too. I'm probably going to watch the first part tonight. I'm going to continue where I left off yesterday before my internet shat itself.
Woo.
Now it's all fixed. We haven't had one interruption all this call, folks. We've actually gone the whole way with no interruptions. So fingers crossed that fixed it today. Because we've got a new router. I'm literally sat under it, so technically.
That is very nice. Okay, so now we only got one response this week for this episode, which may be sad, but we did put it up very last minute.
That's true.
And I feel like next week we'll get a big one. But let's do the new segment that we have done to hear from the fans and what they think of the episodes. It's just Twitter Tings.
What happens when I post on Instagram and they reply?
Did they reply?
I hadn't posted, but I will this week about
well then when that happens, I'll just read it off Twitter and then you just read the ones off Instagram.
Just Insta Tings.
Oh shit. Yeah. Just yeah, fuck. That's
okay.
Another segment.
That's okay. We do another segment.
Anyway,
it's all good.
So our response this week, once again, was from our good friend Dylan. I hope Dylan does these every week. They are great.
Dylan, you're always spotty helping us out. Bless him.
Things. Mate, he's such a nice guy. Retweets every single time we have a new episode.
And he puts on Instagram story.
He does. What a sweetheart.
What the fuck did I do to deserve this? Thank you, man.
I said, quick, give us your thoughts on Turn Left. He said, it's basically the pilot for Years and Years, which is true, and I'm really angry because it made me realize Years and Years isn't on Blu-ray, it's just on DVD.
You did tweet that,
yes. It. Yeah, so he says it's basically the pilot of Years and Years, incredibly depressing, and the moment when Wilf says Labour camps, That's what they called them last time. Breaks my heart every time. 8 out of 10! Exclamation mark.
I didn't
Totally
even see
agree.
him comment that. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Cracking episode.
I love it. Yeah, we'll do it earlier this week, and I'll post on Instagram because we got a few people on Instagram who don't follow us on Twitter, so I'm sure they'd have a thing to say.
Sure.
And hope we can get maybe aim for like 5 a week. Try and get some people.
That'd be awesome.
Opinions. And
yeah, it's really great, and I love just chatting shit about it. You know, I'm happy to respond to them.
It's great. We got a little bit of a community growing, just a little bit.
I love it. It just makes me happy.
Yeah, it makes me really happy too. If you do want to be on the show and get shouted out, just reply to either Aiden's tweet or my Instagram post. And we'll love you
Those
forever.
are at 50doctor on Twitter and on Instagram at 50doctor.
Yes.
At 50doctor.
Correct.
Anything else you want to talk about today, Connor? We've done good time-wise, I think.
There's literally next to no Doctor Who news. Hey, there's literally nothing. I keep seeing all these stupid fan theories about how the Weeping Angels are the Time Lords.
That's so dumb.
Now, Conor, a couple of months in the future, take this clip and replay it and say how stupid I was, because that's probably going to happen, knowing Chip.
You're going to make me go in the future and cut back into this clip out, aren't you?
I'll remember it's turn left, and I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, look, he already turned the Cybermen into Time Lords, so what's stopping him from turning another great villain into Time Lords? You know what? There's really like next to nothing. Mm-hmm.
I saw a funny meme that was Romana appreciation posts, and it was like photos of like the 3 actresses that I played Romana twice, the 2 in the show and 1 in Big Finish. And then the 4th picture was one of the fucking Time Lord Cybermen.
Literally, they're all there. Rassilon. It's just they're having a great time. Hey, in the future, maybe we can even review some Big Finish as well.
You'd have to fucking listen to it then.
Yeah, I have to watch classics. This is all getting me out of my comfort zone, isn't it?
That's true. If anyone cares, should we have a Big Finish thing for when we talk about Big Finish? Because I'll talk about it here and there.
Hey, and you're the one that adds these things, man. It's up to you.
I love the stings. It's time for the first ever segment of finishing big.
Finishing first. That's normally how it goes.
Anyways, so
finishing.
I was so down
first.
Yeah. So I spoke a lot about how I love Diary of a River Song Season 1. What I'm listening to right now.
Yeah, what are you listening to?
I'm listening to a series called Unit. And I can't remember.
Kate Stewart's in it?
The subtitle is called. Kate Stewart's in it. Osgood's in it.
Did you angry at my Osgood meme today in the group chat?
Yeah, Osgood's sick. Don't fucking talk shit about Osgood.
Cringe. The cringe button.
And it's like a really cool story about Autons, and the first 2 episodes have been super engaging so far. And I really love, for me, like getting the doctors back and they're doing events with the Doctor. I'm like, that's cool. And I'll definitely listen to it, especially for like the Doctors that I like the most. But for me, it's like, you get like 3 series of that roughly. And most of the time, I'm not begging for more by the time it's done. More of them. And it always sometimes to me feels like in Big Finish, they're like throwing in these series and these stories that maybe it's weird that in the show they don't get referenced and stuff, which I understand obviously why that's the case. It's like technically not, but like there's nothing to say that it isn't, and Big Finish things do get referenced in the show.
Do they?
Yeah. There was something that was awesome with the 8th Doctor. When he obviously did the movie and they just did a fuck ton of Big Finish.
Yeah. I hear those are great.
And then when he's regenerating, when he comes back in the Night of the Doctor, he names a bunch of companions, and they're all his Big Finish companions.
That's right. That's really
which
cool.
I thought was awesome.
That is really cool. You can watch that on Blu-ray
that's
now.
really
Night
cool.
of the Doctor.
Yeah. Bang. I love that steelbook.
Legit.
Yeah, this unit story, it's great. I do feel like maybe Lethbridge Stewart on audio, sometimes it does feel like she is reading a script. It's actually weird. The 2 times I've noticed it has been in the first scene of each of the 2 episodes I've listened to so far. And then she's great throughout the rest of it. So I don't know whether she just has to warm up each day she comes and records. I don't know. But yeah, it is a lot of fun. And sorry, the reason I was saying that stuff about the Doctors and when they do Big Finish, with the exception of Paul McGann, because obviously he only had the movie, I enjoy more seeing the side characters that only had maybe 5 to 10 episodes.
Yeah,
I was thinking Kate Stewart is only in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes, and that's I believe 4 stories because 2 of them are 2-parters. And I was like, fuck, she's such a big character, and I just can't believe they don't use her anymore. And Unit in general. But so hearing these characters that we've got a really good idea of in the show and just actually having spin-offs and their stories, it really does feel to me like I'm watching Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures, it just feels like a really great companion series that goes alongside the show.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I mean, when are Eccleston's episodes coming out?
I want to say it was May. I want to say his first series of 3 episodes, I think, is coming out, and he's doing 12 episodes over 4 seasons. So
cool. Well, I'll definitely 100% get them because he's such a great Doctor. So I'll definitely get his. That'd be interesting.
Cool. Yeah. Once again, though, the Eccleston timeline for me, and whilst I do kind of want more Eccleston because he's amazing, the Eccleston timeline for me is he regenerates. He has a couple of quick adventures because you've got to explain Rose somehow, how you see all those old faces of him. But at the start of Rose, he's a new Doctor still. He sees his ears for the first time.
Yeah.
So there's not that much room for adventures beforehand.
No.
And then everything. Obviously, he regenerates at the end of the season, and a lot of series 1 is connected because
that's what I mean.
Go
how
from
the hell is he going
Rose
to go
to the end of the world,
journeys?
and then 4 and 5 are obviously connected, and then the one thing that I think would be the best time to do it would do one with Chris, Jack, and Billy.
That'd be cool.
At the end of the series, them going on a couple of adventures. I think that'd be dope.
That'd be so sick. That'd be really cool.
And I feel like maybe they might. I reckon they might do one or 2 series with just Chris, and then one with just Billy, and then one with Billy and Jack. I think that'd be awesome.
Sick. Well, I love how when he got asked about if he'd actually go back to the show now because he's doing Big Finish, he said he'd go when hell freezes over. I love Chris Eccleston so much. He's so angry. I love him so much. I'm so surprised he's doing it. Because he hates Doctor Who clearly.
Yeah.
I hope you can't tell he doesn't really want to do it. I mean, he must.
No, I think because he posts stuff online about it. So I think if he wasn't posting stuff online, then he wouldn't.
But he's so against coming back in the flesh. He must have some hatred for it then. Otherwise, he'd say yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It is weird.
No one's working there anymore that he would have worked with. Maybe a couple people, I guess. I don't know. I doubt it. But
yeah,
who's he gonna see again? He's not gonna. Russell's not gonna be there on the 60th set. I don't think so. At least, probably not.
Just a flirty grip. That's been a grip for 12 seasons, maybe.
That's why. There you go. That's probably
that was a Marriage Story reference, by the way.
Huh?
Why is it always a flirty grip? It's a Marriage Story reference.
You in that movie, Christ on a bike.
I love it. Yeah, and I saw, and it made me think fuck, I hope they don't do this. But Big Finish retweeted this tweet, and they were like, tell us the things that you wish that we wouldn't do in Big Finish. What don't you want to see in Big Finish? And what the original tweet was someone saying, I'm a little worried with Chris coming back, but please, whatever you do, Big Finish, don't bring the Daleks into it, because that would just totally destroy everything that Dalek and Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways does.
Yeah.
And they retweeted it. So I really hope that they're aware of that. Or they're just like frantically rewriting scripts as they go right now.
Did you, it was a couple of weeks ago, but the clip released a few days ago. I was going to send it to you in our group chat with Daniel, myself, and Aiden, where I spoke about the clips that you called like Big Finish hates Conor but loves Aiden. And I spoke about how they love you, but they fucking hate me because they didn't even like my tweet that I tagged them in, and Aiden tags them in something, and they retweet it and all this shit. What was going on here?
I tagged them in something once, and they liked it, and then the second
Aiden
time
became famous
they
overnight.
retweeted it, and I had a viral tweet, and I had this. I always see like
viral. It was like 150 likes. Viral with peace and love.
70 something by the end. Not that I'm counting.
Viral. That's not viral, but close. I
guess. Was for fucking me, who averages.
I know
3
for you,
to 6
but
likes on a post.
Yeah, me too. But viral. Come on. Sorry.
But the comments were like, there was so many, and I always see Josh Stairs, right? And he's very open, quite transparent about like his mental health on Twitter, which is great. And he says like quite often, like, I'm muting this tweet, I just can't deal with it. And as those were going off, and it was only like 20 replies, it was just going off, and it was all happening within like half an hour. That it was just getting in my head, and after half an hour of it, I was like, fuck, I have to mute it. And I didn't check it for like a day, because it really like, it fucked me up in this weird way. And I was like, God forbid if I ever got some form of stature behind myself and had people properly following me. Not like I wouldn't hate it, but I'd definitely be someone to be jumping on that mute button as soon as possible, you know?
Yeah, well, Aiden also had to deal with me being quite upset that he didn't tweet it through the podcast account, because then we would have had so many people watching the show.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Aiden wanted to hear it, because he was like, heck man, and I've never heard Aiden say that to me, so I was like, oh, Aiden's pissed off.
I always say heck man.
But you actually sounded upset that I kept rattling on about it, because I mentioned it like once already, and then you were like, and then I PM'd you because I mentioned it in the group chat, and then I PM'd it, and I was like, bro, come on, I've been telling you to do this, and you're like,
well, because I knew that, but then I'd also been like, it was kind of it was more of a tweet from me than anything to do with the show. I don't know. But then it turned out that people actually wanted to hear that, so I talk about Big Finish on the 50% Doctor Twitter every now and then. When I finished a box set, I'll do a full review of each box set.
So that got like 5 likes, and Aiden's tweet from Big Finish got like 170 fucking like. It's like, come on, people could have. I think we got 1 follower on Twitter from that. Like, someone actually went through and saw on your bio that it said that. I hate that I'm thinking so much about it, but to be fair, we've got a show to run here. We obviously do it for fun, but also we do want people to watch it. That's why we come here every week. So it would have been nice for people to watch it. But speaking of shows, Aiden is actually. We're gonna call into Aiden on my podcast of Daniel this week. And,
oh shit! I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me.
We can call people on the phone now and it go through our road fucking box thing. So we did it a couple of weeks ago, and it worked out so well. And I want to talk to Aiden about the hit #1 show in the world, WandaVision. So if you want to tune into that'll be out next week. Aiden's making a quick 10-minute
interesting
appearance.
I'm glad I now know what I'm talking about on the For Life podcast.
I did tell you that. I did say you mustn't have read it.
No, you didn't. You just said you want to call in on the show, and I was all right.
I said to talk about WandaVision. I said I saw you tweet about WandaVision. Everyone disagreed with you, and I want to talk to you about it.
What do you mean everyone? It was literally
James
you and Dylan replied to it.
James I don't know if I can say his last name. You can beat that out if he doesn't want me to. But James said it. I said it.
Oh.
I think he did. Maybe I'm talking shit now. But Dylan said it as well, and I said it.
Oh, I think James just said he's having fun with it. Yeah. Which is fair. Yeah. You can definitely have fun with it.
I know. Look, your opinion is totally valid. I just thought it'd make a funny bit on the show where I call up and we have a bit of banter for 10 minutes and not spoil anything because Dan hasn't seen it. So.
Okay, And without spoiling it, we'll talk about it properly off air after this, so we can talk about any spoilers. No, I was like kind of enjoying the first 6, and people are all like, oh, it's just because you're so used to getting stuff and being able to binge it, and watching it weekly doesn't work. And for me, I didn't watch it weekly, and I watched all 6 episodes back to back, like it was binged. And I thought it was okay. I just had things that I didn't like.
Fair enough.
Which is fair. But I really had a lot of issues with the new episode, particularly with the ending.
Seen the latest one?
I've seen the latest one, and
cool. Alright, that's good at least, because I was going to say that you should watch it before you come on.
Well, everything I was holding out for in the finale, the things that I was hoping would maybe be a cool thing to explore in the finale, all of that is probably going to be down the fucking hole now, and
I'll be interested to see how they handle it. I'll be interested to see how they handle it.
Yeah, sorry.
So there's 2 more left, so...
Is there 2 more?
Yeah, it's a bit weird that we're having you on the show to talk about it when there's still 2 episodes left, but I just thought it'd be a funny, quick little call-in. And it'd be nice to have you back on the show again anyway, so... Yeah. I thought it'd be a bit funny just to call in and have you talk about it and have a quick little debate and make a clip out of it. Yeah,
no, it's definitely fun stuff. So I think it's, if you like them superhero shows, then it's definitely worth watching for you.
I got massive fatigue from it, so it was just what I like about it is that it took that away from me. It was like it was just doing something different. I was my least favorite parts of the show is when it goes Marvelism. It's my least favorite part. Like I really didn't like episode 4. Episode 4 was my least favorite because it was just pretty much all Marvelism, and I was like, this is not really what I'm signing up for. Like I'm just getting a bit sick of it. So
we're treading on dangerous ground here because it's a very new show, and I feel like people might not have watched it. So maybe shall we steer away to our ratings, and we'll talk about it properly when we hang up. When we stop
we haven't even done our ratings yet. Yeah, sure.
I know, right? We're just fucking babbling shit. WandaVision, Big Finish, Classic
Babylon.
Who, the future of the show, how Big Finish hates Conor. It's crazy. Conor, what would you like to rate Turn Left?
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10?
Very high. This is like probably what?
You go. Sorry.
I was just going to say, this is probably don't worry, you don't have to check. This is probably the second highest score I've given in a row. So, and just maybe, I'm not saying anything, but maybe next week it's going to be very high as well. But I'm not saying anything. But
yeah,
I don't expect you to check, by the way. It might take a long time.
No, do you mean in season 4?
No, I meant the whole since we started.
Well, you gave Midnight a 9.5.
Yeah. And this is a 9. So I don't think I've given a score out that big twice in a row.
Oh, twice in a row? Yeah. No, maybe not.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yes, you have. You have. Human Nature, Family of Blood, 9.5. Blink,
True.
10. Utopia, 9.
True. Okay. True. Those are bangers, though. I stand by that statement.
They are fucking massive bangers. Yeah, that's your big track record there, right there, just looking through it.
Yeah, something tells me I'm not going to beat it with 4 with Next Doctor very well.
No,
go on.
I don't think you're going to.
No.
Look, Conor, I won't lie. I loved every single minute of this episode. See what I did there? I made it seem like I was talking shit. I loved every single fucking minute of this episode. And it stuck with me, and I've thought about it a lot. Fucked me up emotionally. And for me, the reason I love Marriage Story is because it fucks me up emotionally every time I watch it. The reason I love Whiplash is because the end, it pumps me up, and even though it's not like a crying emotional reaction, it gives me this emotional reaction of passion. The best media is something that makes you feel something. Mm-hmm. And Turn Left really made me feel some shit. Not quite a 10. It's getting a 9.5 from me.
You fucker. I thought you were going to say 10.
I was close to. And even when I was talking about it just then, I was...
Aiden. You've only given 110 the whole time, haven't you?
I've given 110, and that was... Can you name it?
It was Human Nature and Family Blood, wasn't it?
Yeah. An episode I never in the past would have given a 10, and this one I'm so close to giving it a 10, and I
really
of want
thought you
to.
were dead set. You were dead set heading that way. I was like, this fucker's gonna do it.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe I think maybe the ending just maybe it was a little clunky.
Yeah,
the
fair
ending,
enough.
It doesn't fully hit its maximum climax at the end as I feel like it could have done.
That's what. Yeah, me too. And I feel like I enjoyed Midnight more on like a writing standpoint, but they're so close in my enjoyment.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one more. It was a bit more up my alley.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and then next week,
bro, I can't wait.
Crazy.
Can't wait.
Boom, boom.
So
boom,
sick.
Boom, boom, boom.
So sick.
I can't wait to see the Doctor regenerate, and then in the big shitty silver font, to be continued.
Wow. I love
Crazy.
it. I'm so excited.
Wow.
Definitely going to go watch that tonight.
Yeah, I think I will too. And to do that, we're going to have to wrap up the show, I'm afraid.
An hour and a half. Holy smokes. That takes me back.
Yeah. That was a long one, yeah. Jesus Christ on a bike.
Who knew?
It's been fun, Connor. We'd like to talk about
man.
WandaVision. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, Big Finish, WandaVision, Classic Who, Turn Left. We talked about a lot of things.
We have your fly, your bloody fly.
Yeah, the fly, Buzz. Buzz he's been coming over a little bit here and there, but I think he's buzzed
Recurring
off.
character.
Yeah. A very special guest, Buzz.
I love it. Yeah, so next week we'll be talking about the Stolen Earth Journey's End, the end of season 4. It'll be a big climax. I feel like just because this is like, in a way, the climax of the Russell era, and then it's like the specials are kind of just like an encore, you know? How do we hype this next week up, man? We got to think of something to do fun for it.
Oh God, you put me on the spot here.
'Cause it brings everything together. I'm like, how the fuck do we like, you know? How do we
we can try and do a post every day.
What? No, but I mean like...
Aiden's like, that's so anticlimactic.
No, but I mean within the episode that we put out. Because like you watch Stolen Earth and Journey's End and it's like David Tennant, Catherine Tate, Billy Piper, John Barrowman, Freeman Argument, Elizabeth Slater. We need like a fucking... we need to have that mood. We need that mood.
Aren't we recording it together?
Next week?
Aren't we recording it together?
I didn't think we were we? We can.
Okay.
We totally can.
Okay, I just thought we were. I thought you said we were. I thought you said we were doing the final together.
No, we were going to do the next Doctor together, and then we were going to do...
That was it.
Just because we try and do Christmases, because it's so weird and fucked, and we want to do episode 50 together, which will be the 11th hour, which is obviously premiere. So it's all a little bit fucked.
I also need to give you a birthday present in person. I don't want to just give it to you. I literally this week, yeah. Wow. I finally fucking sorted it out. Well, it's definitely the shop's fault. It's not my fault. I sound terrible, but it's actually the shop's fault, and I can explain why. But it's something I don't want to just leave on your doorstep. I want you to actually open it up live.
Keen. So we can either do that next week. We'll do it in person next week. That sounds great. It's always funner in person. Although this was a good one now that we can actually talk like we're in person because your internet's actually fine.
Yes. Now it's better.
Yeah. So we can do that next week, or we can do it in the 50th episode of our show. It's up to you.
We can do it whenever, mate. Hopefully they get their shit together. I should be grabbing it on Thursday if all goes to plan. Gotcha.
Exciting.
I'm excited. To be fair, can I just say before everyone thinks I'm a horrible friend, I did buy Aiden a vinyl to say, look, I'm sorry, it's going to take a little bit of time to get you your main present. He just happened to have it. So I was like, if you want to
go back and listen to that, the moment Connor's heart broke, listen to Voyage of the Damned.
And I just had all these issues. I'm not very good at this technical side of thing when it comes to what I'm getting as a present. I went back and forth like a fucking yo-yo, and every time I get there, they say, no, that's not right. And I went, what? I literally did exactly what you told me to do. I wanted to cry a few times. I wanted to give up. But eventually, I got there, and they're the worst at replying. I actually dead set hate them, but it is what it is. I'm actually going to sort this motherfucking thing out. And Do I feel bad? Yes, I do. So, but I could have sorted it out. But I was like, I'll just have it laying around, and I'm like, I really want to give it to you, but I actually want to give it to you in person because I actually want to see what you think.
You don't need to explain yourself, Connor.
But I feel like I do. And also, it's so cool that I'm getting myself one, but it's going to be a bit pricey, so I'm going to have to wait a little bit before I get myself one. But I'm definitely getting myself the exact same thing because it's pretty fucking sick.
What have you gotten? I'm excited just because of how unique it sounds and because it's like a custom thing. But
everyone I've told about it says it's so fucking cool, and I'm like, yeah, it is. And it took a while for me to get it sorted because, again, I'm not very good with this stuff and I've never done it before and I've wanted to do it for a long time just for myself personally. But I didn't really know the technical side of it. I didn't really know how to sort it out, and no one would really help me. So, yeah. But I'm excited. And hopefully if all goes to plan, I can sort it all out on Thursday and eventually get myself one. So, yep.
That's exciting.
I'm excited. I'm so excited for you to finally see it. I reckon you'll really fuck with it, and I think I know exactly what you're gonna do with it. So yeah, I'm really excited. I think the fans are dying to fucking find out as well. They've been hearing about it for ages, but
yeah, we were talking about this in season 3.
yeah. So your birthday is December 9th, so and I just had issues with it, and again, I thought, yeah. But either way, I did try to buy Aiden a vinyl. Again, I do sound like an awful person. He just happened to.
You really don't.
He just happened to have Abbey Road, one of the most. Who knew he'd have one of the most biggest albums of all time on vinyl? Not me, clearly. I just bought it for him and didn't even fucking check with anyone if he had it. Christ. Either way.
Anyways, so we wrap things up there.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes.
I've remembered this time that we need to sing because the last 3 episodes I've been like, all right, that was fun, guys. See you later. And you've been like, Aiden, we need to do the song.
Dylan's like, where's the song?
Where's the song at? He loves it now.
Where's the blessed beer? Alright, you ready, Aiden?
Let's go, baby.
Alright, ready?
Sorry,
Jesus, he dropped his mic. Alright, you ready?
Go for it.
And a 1, and a 2, and you skilly diddly do. It's
Aiden's and Connor's podcast.
They're doing Doctor Who reviews.